we talk about like drafting, at your, for your best available players. And that's what the Panthers said that they did with T-Mac, which was cool to see him go number 8 overall. Just 3 picks after his high school teammate, Mason Graham, went number 5 overall. But it was funny because there was some, criticism of the Panthers going, they had last year one of the worst defenses in the history of the NFL last year. But it wasn't like their offense was great either. Like they need to give Bryce Young some weapons to figure out if Bryce Young is really kind of the guy. Like Bryce Young is only going to be as good as the guys around him. So you need to put some real guys in there, and then you can tell, okay, we got a quarterback here in Bryce Young that can lead us to it. And what's kind of cool too is now that Bryce Young and T-Mac are teammates, I saw like they were like, oh, California love. They played each other in high school because they were rivals. Because Bryce was at Mater Dei. He's 2 years older than T-Mac, but they played his senior year and T-Mac's sophomore year. Mater Dei won 56-11 back in 2019. So get to reunite there. And then the Panthers also took another West Coast guy with Jimmy Horn Jr. From Colorado in the 6th round. So get a little West Coast love in Carolina this year.
I think out of all the picks, I was most excited for Tetairoa McMillan. Honestly, I mean, you're thrilled for all these guys. We get to meet a bunch of them along the course of their journey. It's hard to probably beat Cam, but for T-Mac, the way that he was being talked about, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I have an opinion. I don't think he was accurate. I don't think that it was appropriate. But he did say it. He said what he said when he was a freshman. It looked like somebody was filming him as he's eating breakfast, and I don't really watch film. And 2 things can be true. I know a lot of receivers in the NFL that are not like the craziest film junkies. They're just monsters. Right. I'm not saying he's either one of those things. He's still got a lot to prove. What I kind of liked about the pick and even the narrative is now, and T-Mac like I know T-Mac, he's got an edge to him. He's an elite competitor. He's a gifted athlete. Everything comes really natural to him. And now there's a narrative around him that is questioning his craft. And I think that's going to be a great thing for the Carolina Panthers and my dear friend, Dave Canales. Dave and I worked together at USC 20 years ago. When I left to get into broadcasting, Dave came in and actually took the job that I had at USC at the time. I told Pete, I said, Pete, this guy's going to be a star. He was coaching junior college at the time, right around the corner here in LA. And his path is obvious, what it's been since then, Seahawks, Tampa Bay, now the head coach. So getting a guy like T-Mac, he knows his language in terms of being a West Coast guy, but to the point of like people telling you who you are when it's something you don't want to hear, that's different than saying like, you're the greatest thing ever. When they're saying, well, do you take it that serious? What do you think about that? And now he's going to go out and show out. And then the last thing, it's a clinic. Saw it on, I think our buddy, Coach Casey on Twitter put it out. They asked him, somebody asked him a question in the media at his initial opening press conference, and it said, I'll paraphrase, do you think you're the best receiver in the room? The current room, the room he's never even been in, the teammates he's never even met. And he just pauses, kind of smirks and goes, I'm not going to answer that. And I just love that, Jim. I love that because of course it's easy to be like, yeah, I'm the only top 10 pick in the room. Like, or you could boast about yourself. You could be feeling yourself in the moment, but the thoughtfulness required to take a beat, to me, is a reflection of how he was raised, where he played his ball growing up, and how he was coached, from Jed Fish to Brent Brennan and all the people in between. And I just kind of love that moment for him because we kept hearing he's going to slide. And I'm not a chirper on the internet, but I almost wanted to be like, why are we saying this? Like, he's a monster. What are we talking about? He's 6'4", nearly 230. Like, look out. This guy's going to be a freak.
And it's funny, too, you talk about that humbleness because you could probably make the argument, what is the most alpha position on the football field? Is it the wide receiver or the cornerback as far as, those outside players that talk the most, about, like, I'm the greatest. I'm like, the most flamboyant players in the history of football, probably 90% of them either play wide receiver or corner. So it's like kind of funny that like he's kind of breaking away from that mold.